Peace, peace, respect, peace. Welcome to Classy Hippie Tea. Today we have our guest, Mike Carroll, with us, and we are going to be talking tea. Today we're going to specialize in tea from Laos, and what makes this tea special, Mike? Let's jump straight in.
This tea is grown at about 3,000 feet, and it's from old tea tree forest tea. The seedlings are from probably 400-year-old tea trees, at least 200 years old, and so the seedlings are outplanted on mountainsides, on contours, and by farmers who are planting maybe 500 to 1,000 plants.
Wow.
And so the advantage is old tea tree growth, organic, and natural, and helping farmers who have very little income.
So for guests who have no exposure to forest tea, how would you describe forest tea? What is forest tea? And is this an old industry? Is it a new industry?
Well, tea, as we know it now, is now cultivated industrially, such as corn or soybean. But of course, originally this is a forest-based plant. So the tea historians say that tea originated in the areas what are now southwest China, Yunnan province, northern Burma, northern Laos, and parts of India, Assam. So the original teas are tea trees in the forest.
Right.
And so they grow to about 6 feet wide, and they are a forest-based tea. And so the tea has been cultivated as a crop by planting the seedlings. Either people climb up to the tops of the trees and then pick those seedlings as the seedling is a flower, is related. So when the tea tree flowers, then the seeds come out.
Gotcha.
And so those seedlings are harvested or they drop to the ground. And so, as with many things in the forest, when the seed would drop to the ground, and then it regenerates in the forest. So the tea trees are part of the ecological biodiversity system of the forest.
Gotcha.
And then, so when you go to see these old growth tea trees, they're mixed in with all sorts of other plants.
So the flavor profile is...
So the flavor profile
to
is unique to each area and the soils, but that's the basic unique advantage of these teas.
What's the typical acreage that something like that would be on? You know, because when you see the Japanese tea being, you know, groomed along the mountain and how picturesque it is, you know, it looks like there's miles and miles and miles of tea. Is it the same picture, or is it more so literally like you're walking through a trail in the forest and you recognize this tree because it's been on your land for this amount of time, and it's been in my family? You know, like there's a different relationship with it.
Yes, it could be both. So some of the places where I go in Zhenjiang province, for example, you do find that farmers have, with permission of the government, have planted tea seedlings in the forest beneath those 100, 200-year-old tea trees. And what you need, according to the experts, is about 40% of sunlight during the day. Enough sunlight so that the plant grows, the tea tree grows, and then within about 3 years, those new tea bushes start producing tea. And so then the people ethnic minorities, including Hmong, many of whom are in the Sacramento area, Hmong Americans, then they harvest that tea. And then there are other areas where in Fong Sili tea, where this is from, the tea we're drinking now, where it's the same concept. There's original tea growth in the forest, and then the seeds have been planted. But in those areas, there's no industrial miles and miles of tea plants and plantations. It's individual families who are planting maybe a half an acre on their own land.
Right.
And they're also raising cattle, they're raising pigs, they're planting corn, they're planting rice crop.
So permaculture.
So it's just, it's part of what they call the upland agriculture system. So the tea is a side income for them.